Okay, let's set up our GitHub accounts. Here, I'm just going to log in using my college email address. And now I'm going to click on Set Up Git. So we're going to follow these instructions through to the end and push some stuff up to GitHub. So first thing we need to do is go to our SSH directory, have a look at what's in there. So I already have some keys, so I'm going to create a backup directory. Now I'm going to move the existing keys in there. And now I'm going to remove them. So now I've just got my directory with my key backup and another file in there that we don't need to worry about. So now I'm going to create a new set of keys. It's asking me where I want to put them. I'm just going to use the default location. And I'm not going to give it a passphrase because it will ask me for the passphrase then when I'm using the key, and that's just going to slow us down a little bit. Next step then is to add our key to our GitHub account. So here I'm just using a program to dump out the contents of the file we've created, copy and paste it, and if you're using Windows you can just open that up using Notepad. Here I'm just giving my key a title, copy and paste it in there, and hit add key. Now it's going to ask for my password to verify and make sure I am who I think. And the next step then is to test everything out. So here we're going to use the SSH command, which is going to connect to GitHub for us and pass our keys to authenticate who we are. So if everything's gone well up until now, we should get a message telling us, yep, that we've successfully authenticated. So the next step then is to set up some local configuration information. So this is just going to pass two pieces of information to Git. That's going to tell Git which name, which username, and which email address to associate with all of the changes that we make. This isn't an absolutely necessary step, and we can work with Git without doing this, but this is just going to make our history in Git a little bit more readable. So now that that's done, we're all set up and ready to create a new repository. So if we go to our Git homepage, click on the new repository button, and all we need to do on this page is just give a repository our name, click somewhere, and then click on create repository. And now this bit is going to give us the rest of the steps that we need to do under next steps. So I'm just going to change the directory I'm working out of to my src directory where I put all of my code, and I'm going to make a new directory for this project. Now I'm going to change into that directory. I'm going to create a README file. Now I'm trying to add that to Git. Oh, but I haven't initialized the Git repository yet. So I'm going to do that now. So now my folder is a Git repository, so I can add that README file to it. So now that that folder is a Git repository, we've got a new file in there, and I'm going to commit that file. The next step is to link the local repository on my machine to my GitHub account and the repository we're just after creating. So here I'm just copying and pasting to make sure I get the address exactly right. And finally, I can do git push, which is going to push my changes up to my GitHub account. Now when I go back to the page and towards the end there, when you're done, click on continue. I'm going to click there and see the new file that I'm just after pushing up. So that's Git.